Well, today on Unbox, we're going to discuss whether size really matters, and we're talking about smartphones. Now, 5-inch screen seems to have become standard, but we're still fighting a battle whether it's big screen, large screen, 4.7, 5.5 or 6.2. And basically, our experts are going to decode this mystery of size. Now tell us, 5-inch seems to be standard. So do you think it really makes sense for manufacturers to even look at a screen size that is bigger than that?
I guess from a usability perspective, 4.7 inch to 5.5 inch is one of the best size that should be on a smartphone. So 5 inch is kind of like a sweet spot which is good for mass production. People can have a 5-inch smartphone and can use it properly with a single hand. When you go above 5 inch, like for example 5.5 inch, that is sort of a niche territory. You go beyond 5.5 inch, it would be something like that people with bigger fingers, bigger hands would like that sort of stuff. But not everybody would appreciate a smartphone which is above 5.5 inch.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, before we get into the good, bad and ugly of all these vehicles that we're seeing, could you just start by telling us about the types of products that we've seen in the market now?
Yeah, I think it all started with the Segway, and we're seeing Segways without the handle stick now.
So which are now the hoverboards. Right.
I think the term hoverboard is mostly being coined in remembrance of Back to the Future, and everybody wants to be Marty McFly. But that's mostly what we're seeing. These are not really hoverboards. These are just like
skateboards that are motorized, right? Effectively.
Yeah, they're like two-wheeled skateboards which are self-balancing and basically are using a gyro. We're also seeing some very interesting innovative devices. One is, I think it's a Nordic company which has a hoverboard which uses magnets,
right,
but it works only on a specialized track. So these are some of the personal mobility devices that I think we're really experiencing.
CES, or the Consumer Electronics Show, is one of the biggest tech events in the industry where everybody looks forward to what the industry is going to unveil. The biggest announcements, the best products are showcased in Vegas every single year. However, 2016 has been a bit of a dampener, and that's exactly what we're going to be discussing. The announcements, the best products that we've seen, and whether CES 2016 has lived up to its previous shows. And thank you so much for joining us. So let's just start from, the basic question. Is CES losing steam? Are we still seeing really good announcements coming out, or are, industries just companies just moving on to different shows to unveil their products?
I think it's tough to expect a lot of big bang announcements because, so many areas there are incremental and major product launches through the year.
Right.
Now, it's very tough for a company to hoard its big product announcements for one of two events, IFA Berlin or CES Las Vegas.
Right.
So they don't do that. So what happens here is that, you get to see more trends.
Since my childhood, my mom has been screaming at me because I used to ask for the camera. But now I'm all grown up, I make my own money, I can buy my own digital camera. Here I am at Reliance Digital store. I'm going to pick up my digital camera. I'm going to help you how to pick up the right digital camera for yourself. And the first point to consider is budget. देखिए मेरे पास तो बहुत रुपए हैं, आपके पास कितने हैं इस पे भी तो डिपेंड करता है ना.
Choosing a digital camera can be a daunting task. But with our tips, this task will seem like a breeze. The first step is to decide on a budget. And today we have a great camera option for you that is available on a slightly lower budget at Reliance Digital. This is the Sony CyberShot W830. Available for 7,990 rupees, this camera has all its basics in place. 20.1 megapixels, 25mm wide-angle lens, and even video recording in HD. So if your budget is around 8,000 rupees, we would highly recommend this camera.
I am the contrarian. This is my world.
Let's start with some startling statements about fashion in India. Online, 70% of the total number of things that are actually sold online are from the fashion industry, fashion items. Indian designers at this present moment are famous all over the world for the kind of high-end fashion that they do. Do the designers actually get the world of e-commerce? I mean, this is hand-holding of the baby kind, right? You make it, we'll buy it from you and we'll sell it for you, and the designers, as always, have just been helped out, right? Do they get the world they're about to enter? E-commerce, a paradigm shift of epic proportions, the kind where results are instantaneous, where production is instantaneous, where response time is instantaneous. The entire idea of going and getting something custom made from them, and if that is not up to the measurement thing, they say we can't do anything about it. Do they get the world they'll enter?
The first thing is about truth and lies, as what is showing behind me.
Right.
The lie is that the Indian designer is not as flippant as the world thinks they are.
Okay.
They are not dreamers.
All workouts come with a promise to make you healthy again, a promise to make you stronger, to make you look good, to make you feel great. And so you don't mind the sweat and the toil that is involved in all this. But nothing, and I mean nothing, can be more frustrating when after weeks of hard work, you simply don't get the results that you wanted. So if your weighing scales refuse to budge, or if your biceps refuse to bulge, where are you going wrong? Here's a list of the top reasons why your workouts may simply not be working out for you. Let's start with the most obvious reason. Maybe you're simply not working hard enough. Do you quietly scoot when the exercise reaches a feverish pitch? Breaking into a sweat is not and should not be a marker for your exercise intensity. Use a heart rate monitor to check whether you've been in your fitness zone for long enough. Also, shake up and change your fitness routines every few weeks. Remember, the body adapts constantly to become more and more efficient at doing a certain activity. And so it's imperative that you constantly push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Whether you increase the frequency, the intensity, or the duration of your workout, you have to switch it up. Make sure that your exercise routine is always challenging.
And as always, I've forgotten to charge my phone and my battery is totally dead, and that too at the start of the day. So I'm here at the Reliance Digital store. Let's check out what we can do about this dead phone. And first up, we have the TomTom multi-charger. Now most of the times, whenever you are using a in-car peripheral or an accessory, you have to sacrifice on the cigarette lighter port or the DC port in which you have to plug the peripheral in. But with the use of this accessory, you can have an appliance plugged into that port, and with the extension port that is given on this charger, you can also plug in additional accessories. So technically you are having an appliance plugged into your port, and with that appliance you can also plug in other accessories as well. So in addition to extending the DC port on your car, this appliance here has two USB ports, out of which first one is a fast charge port which can be used to charge the newer smartphones at a faster rate, and in addition to that, the additional USB port can be used to charge devices which can handle a power load of up to 1 ampere. So if you have a number of accessories and devices that need to be charged while traveling, this is the perfect accessory that you can buy for your car, and for buying this you'll have to pay 1590 rupees at the Reliance Digital store.